I looked when he broke the sixth seal, and there was a great earthquake. Revelation 6:12.
Some in the Hudson Valley were caught by surprise when there was a rare and unexpected earthquake in the area. Shortly before 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, October 22nd, there was a 2.2 magnitude earthquake in Merritt Park, reported near Fishkill in Dutchess County. "I thought it was construction work," a Hopewell Junction resident reported. "It sounded like concrete falling, but more resounding. Didn't feel a shake, only heard sound for about 2 seconds, then quick pause, then sound for another 1 second." This earthquake was located just north of Indian Point Nuclear Plant.
As we now know, we are in the midst of the fourth seal, anxiously awaiting for the sixth seal to be opened. As we now know, New York City is well overdue for a major earthquake.
For as author and environmental theorist Catherine Miles told Trevor Noah on The Daily Show, an earthquake is long overdue to hit New York, and America isn't prepared. Miles is the author of the New York bestseller Quakeland, which investigates how soon an earthquake is expected to happen in New York City and how ill-prepared the country is to handle it. New York is 40 years overdue for a significant earthquake. It's a national problem, said Miles. But of much greater concern than the earthquake is what lies just upstream from New York City. For the Indian Point Nuclear Plant is a 3-unit nuclear power plant located in Buchanan, New York, just north of the city. It sits on the east bank of the Hudson River, about 25 miles north of Manhattan. The nuclear plant was originally commissioned to be shut down over 20 years ago. Furthermore, in 2008, researchers from the Columbia University Lamont Doherty Earth Observatory discovered that the Ramapo Fault passes less than 1 mile north of the Indian Point nuclear power plant. In fact, the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission data concluded that Indian Point Nuclear Reactor Number 3 has the highest risk of earthquake damage in the country.
And it is not enough that the Ramapo Fault Line lies under the most dangerous nuclear plant in the country. For just recently, the U.S. government under the Obama administration authorized a high-pressure gas pipeline to be constructed under the most dangerous nuclear plant in America. In 2011, Spectra, an oil and gas pipeline company, began the Algonquin Incremental Market, or AIM, project, an expansion of a pre-existent pipeline that delivers natural gas from the Appalachians to New England for export. Yet it was through the deception and greed of the energy corporations and the U.S. government that this gas pipeline was allowed to be built. For significant portions of the AIM expansion project entailed constructing a 42-inch high-pressure gas pipeline through the Indian Point nuclear plant. And our U.S. government, through the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission and the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, were responsible for ensuring the safety of the American public before such a pipeline should have been constructed. Yet despite independent studies by the regional government that put into question the safety of this pipeline, the U.S. government allowed Spectra, now known as Entergy Corporation, to construct this pipeline, which was eventually put to service in 2017. And ironically, because of the prior administration's deception, it was not until February of this year, through the present administration's NRC Inspector General, that an independent review of the Indian Point Algonquin pipeline was finally performed. And that review, as reported by a local newspaper, the Highland Current, reveals the deception and greed of corporate America and the U.S. government.
A report released by the Office of the Inspector General of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission on February 26th showed how agency staff misled the public and others about the safety of building a massive 42-inch high-pressure gas pipeline under the property of Indian Point to carry fracked gas to Canada for export. It's yet another gross example in a long list of fossil fuel companies putting their profit before our lives, 20 million lives to be precise, and our government failing to protect us, as reported by the Highlands Current, a local newspaper in Cold Spring, New York.
And because of pressure from the public and the present administration, the NRC has finally ordered a retrospective safety analysis of this pipeline.
As reported by Standard & Poor's Global, the chairman of the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, NRC, has ordered a review of the agency's safety analysis of a natural gas pipeline near the Indian Point nuclear plant in New York, after NRC's Inspector General said in a report made public Wednesday the staff review was flawed and might need to be redone. The NRC-IG's report also said NRC missed an opportunity to correct those flaws when it rejected a subsequent petition from consultants for the town of Cortland, New York, seeking to reverse the agency's conclusions.
But unfortunately, the study will not be completed for another year. Not before the sixth seal is open. For as the prophecy says, I looked when he broke the sixth seal, and there was a great earthquake. And the sun became black as sackcloth made of hair, and the whole moon became like blood. And the stars of the sky fell to the earth, as a fig tree casts its unripe figs when shaken by a great wind. The sky was split apart like a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Then the kings of the earth and the great men, and the commanders, and the rich, and the strong, and every slave and freeman hid themselves in the caves, and among the rocks of the mountains. And they said to the mountains and to the rocks, Fall on us and hide us from the presence of him who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of their wrath has come, and who is able to stand? Revelation 6:12-17.